So today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I went from this to this. My lips look like this. I don't even know how I did it. I changed all of my features, like completely. This is really DIY plastic surgery without the actual plastic. You know, let's begin. The first makeup trick I've seen on TikTok is the high pony equals foxy eyes. I saw this trick first from this girl when she posted the model selfie life hacks. So you can see how my brows go up and down as I pull my hair, roots, scalp, whatever you want to call it. So that's basically the key. So you want to pull up your temples like that. Like you want to, catch a bunch of hair, stretch it out. You can actually see your eyebrows move along with it. So that's the bunch of hair you want to pick, not the one that's between your man's butt crack. So you pull that bunch of hair and then you tie up a pony behind your hair head. But you get the gist of it. You just tie up a pony. So then you take up your actual hair and you cover it up like you would cover up a murder, like talking to you Scorpios, I know you're watching. And then I'm using the Melanie Mills Body Blur Lotion, and this is amazing. They come in different skin tones. Honestly, if I just rub this in my body, my face, I just look like I have a glowy tan. It's kind of like body makeup. You can use it for your face too. So I use it all over my face. And then I'm gonna shave the tail of my brow and extend it. Again, I saw this on TikTok, which is really cool. Like she sets down the brows with some brow gel, puts on some yellow color to cancel out the purple hues in her brows. And after she does that, she puts on some concealer again, some powder. She keeps repeating the same process over and over again. In round two, pat, powder, conceal, and fill it in, and those are straight brows. So I did the same step. I concealed my brows first and then I covered it up with some concealer, and this took me a lot of time. I mean, you need to really get in there because you have a lot of brow hairs. And after that, I go in with concealer again, powder, conceal, pat, conceal, powder. You gotta keep doing the process again and again. And finally, at the end, you get this result. Like your brows look missing, and for me, I have no brows, so I could easily do that. And then I picked up an angled brush and I used a black Sigma eyeshadow. I've had this for years now. I think it's probably my first eyeshadow I've ever bought, black, like true matte black, and I use that for my brows. And here I'm just extending my brow, like no curves, no arch. Don't ever bring your wrist down, don't ever do that. Just like pull it out all the way to your sideburns maybe, and keep it really straight. Then I use this matte concealer. You could use any concealer that's your skin tone, like your foundation shade, and then you want to cover up your brows. You want to conceal this part too. Then I use my favorite, holy shit, the NYX color corrector is amazing. This is like a beige concealer and it's really thick, super full coverage, and it's almost equivalent to the Bobbi Brown peach corrector that people talk about, but it's super expensive. I think it's like half or like 1/8 of the price, and it does the job. It's really good. It's like the best thing you can get if you're a person of color. I see a huge difference, and this lasts forever. I would highly recommend picking this up. And next, filling your smile lines with primer and baking it. This is a tip that I picked up from Jackie Aina way back in the day when I used to watch her. Just use any primer that you have, preferably thick. You want to pat and push, do not drag. That's just going to ruin whatever you have underneath that. And then you want to take a brush and pat in the powder again. You can bake it if you want, but I just use a mini brush, pat it in, and that's it. You're never going to have creasy smile line. This has worked. I've tried it a million times. And next, I'm using this NYX tinted foundation. I picked this up in LA a few months back. It's been a year, oh my god, I've never used this guy. I think I've used it like twice. But it's a very, very good tinted moisturizer, more than a foundation. It's very, very lightweight. It gives you little to no coverage. It's summer here, it's super, super hot here, so I use a very light layer of this, and I skip foundation. The Maybelline Fit Me powder, I got 2 shades, and I used the darker powder to contour my face. Yes, instead of baking with one color, I used the darker powder to bake my face, and I just use it for contour. For some reason, it looks really white and ashy on camera, but it is the darker shade. So weird. And then I use the lighter shade, that's 15, and I put this under the eye, and it's super light, it's super brightening, and I pop that right under my eye, and that's how I bake, using 2 powders. Then moving on to bronzer, I use this glowing bronzer from NYX Cosmetics, and I just slap it all over my face, like boom, 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 just keep going. I like a super bronzy look with a red lip, so I go crazy. And then I use this Makeup Addiction makeup palette, and in this palette I use this brown shadow, put it all over my eyelids. It's very basic, everyone knows. Sometimes I use a credit card even. And then after that, I'm going to be placing my lashes at an angle and filling it with liner. This trick blew my mind. away. Like, this is insane. So she angles the lashes like that, like really odd, really high up in there, and it must feel really uncomfortable, and then fills it in with liner. And I used this NYX black liner, and I did the same exact step, and I was very like weirded out by that. I'm like, how do I put it that high? It was really uncomfortable. And which, what the fuck was this? Like, it's like what you saw online and what came in the mail. It's two different liners. Okay, it looks really bad, but if you squint your eyes and look far away, it looks okay. And then I put the lashes on, and I was like, whoa, it's not even this low. It has to be really high at a really weird angle. So I really pulled it up. It was really messy, so I had to keep like, you know, fixing it, pulling it, tugging it in and out, and finally I got the hang of it. I was like, wow, this changed the game. My eyes look completely different. My eyes are pretty round, but this made my eyes super cat-like. One little tweak and it's a whole different shape. The other eye, you can see how weird it looks. Like, you're supposed to make it look that weird. It has to feel weird and very uncomfortable. And then I put the lashes again, some liner, again pulling, tugging, and I finally got the hang of it. I wanted to show you this video. She explains it way better than I did. Moving on to the next trick is just highlighting your inner corner, the outer corner, the sides of your nosy, and your bottom lip. Blend it out and it's super highlighted. I've done this trick a million times. It works 100%. It's a huge difference. I'm also highlighting under my brows, something I like to do with some white shadow. And then after that, I'm gonna make my nose completely matte. Something I came up with. You want to use a 3D brush from Sigma. It has to be a flat triangle brush, something like this. I've never seen any brand come up with this kind of shape. It's so odd and it's perfect to contour your nose. It gets right in between your brows and your nose, and I use a bronzer, by the way. You want to use a bronzer. It has to be with the same tone of your skin. So bronzer is like the best thing to use, and it really hugs in that little corner over there. The next thing you notice, you see how shiny my nose is here. Everyone has a little shiny shine, like the bulbous tip of your nose. I'm gonna make it completely go away from just baking my nose. Just take some powder, put it all over your nose. Just make it completely matte. And I'm just trying to make my nose kind of blend in with my face and making it a little invisible, and it really works. And this is a before and after. I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell a huge difference with my nose. You can skip the step, but if you want to add shine, it has to be only the bridge of your nose and the side of the nose, like here, like that. That's enough. Do not ever put highlighter on the tip of your nose. That's forbidden on this channel. Like, we don't do that because that just contradicts the whole nose contouring. Like, you don't want to bring attention to your nose, so avoid highlighting the tip of your nose. Finally, my usual, I like to highlight the inner corners of my eye. Take the angled brush, do like a cat eyeliner, get you the cat eye look that's in trend right now. What else are we doing? I'm creating like a fake eyeball. It's so stupid, but I like doing that. Highlighter, I'm using the Anastasia palette, the famous palette, of course, and just highlighting my face, my body. And I want you to know something: blush placements change the game. I saw this video recommended to me for like months, and it's blush placement changes your whole face, and it does. First placement is placing it really high, like really high up your cheekbones, elevates your face, makes your face very skinny, and the other one's just rounding up your blush like that on your cheeks, makes your face more round. I'm using a sleek palette, and I'm gonna use a trio blush palette, and I'm just gonna mix everything in, and I'm gonna bring it really high to make my face super skinny. The next hack is gluing the top of your lip with an eyelash glue. This is insane. She glues her lip with an eyelash glue. And I thought this was like a gimmick. A lot of things in the makeup community is just like gimmicky, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, she probably plumped her lips in the halfway of the video, but she really glued her lips. I was like, this is crazy. I don't believe this. So I really like desperately wanted to try this hack. So I glued my lips. I stuck it in there for like a good like 50 to 60 seconds, and it would just not stick. I don't know if my lips are just too pillowy for it or my glue is too weak, but for a second it worked. I was like, whoa, my god, what the hell is that? And I'm like, okay, take two. I glued my lips and I kept that on for 2 minutes. What am I doing with my life? And still it wouldn't stick. It stuck for a second and then just went down. I was like, holy shit, this works. So I tried, okay, take three. This time I'm gonna look like fucking SpongeBob, all right, and just stick it in there for like good 4 minutes. That's the longest I can go. I even took a lipstick and shoved it in there. Any hoosers, stuck it in, and it still didn't work. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna paint my lips first. So I'm gonna use the ColourPop liquid lipstick. I was holding one lip and painting the other, Jesus Christ, holding it back in. And oh my god, I look like fucking SpongeBob. I look so fucking weird. Why do I look like that? I mean, she looked good. But yeah, the lips went down a little bit and it looked better. But it worked. Holy shit, this worked, guys. And yeah, this is the end of the video. These hacks work, baby. And I was naked half of the time. My tits were all around the place. Trust me, I don't mind showing you guys my tits, but that would get flagged. But at one point, all of my jumpsuit just came down and I was literally like half naked in front of the camera. But you know what? It is what it is. Thank you for watching. Follow, subscribe, should give a shit, and I'll see you guys in my next video.